Beloved soul, there are no coincidences here, and the moment you arrived is already known in heaven. What you are about to hear was not released at random, and this message did not find you by chance. It reached you because something precise has been set in motion beyond what the eye can see. There is an arrival approaching your life, and heaven wants you to recognize that when it happens, it will not be interruption but alignment. You may have felt it already as a subtle stirring, a gentle awareness that something is drawing closer, not loud, not urgent, but undeniable, as if the air itself has been quietly rearranged around you. Part of you wants to dismiss this, not because it's untrue, but because accepting it would require you to let go of how you've protected yourself. Angels are speaking of a meeting that carries intention, one that has been guided step by step through unseen corridors, timed with care, wrapped in ordinariness, so it would not overwhelm you before your spirit was ready. Tomorrow does not stand like any other day. It carries a mark, a quiet significance, a moment when your name is noticed in a way that feels intimate rather than dramatic. This may come as a knock, a message, a call, or an unexpected encounter that seems simple on the surface, yet the instant it unfolds, something within you will soften and settle, as if your soul recognizes a familiar frequency it has known for longer than memory. Heaven has not ignored the silent questions you carried, or the loneliness you learned to hold with dignity, and the prayers you whispered without expecting an answer so soon have already been acknowledged. The one who approaches may look ordinary, even unremarkable to the world, because this is how the divine often moves, hiding purpose inside humility, carrying destiny through human hands. Their presence will not rush you or demand belief. It will arrive with calm, with a peace that precedes explanation, and you will sense that something sealed long ago has been gently unlocked. This message reaches you now because a window is opening, not to overwhelm you, but to invite your awareness. And if you remain here, it is because your spirit is already listening, already aware that a threshold is near, and that what is about to unfold is not meant to be forced, only recognized. Beloved, you are crossing into a season where prayers whispered in exhaustion finally meet their answer, because you have been the one who poured out, who stayed gentle while carrying weight, who kept forgiving even when no one noticed, and heaven is now turning its gaze toward you with intention to give back. The one moving toward your life has been seeking direction as well, asking for clarity without fully knowing what form it would take, and the guidance they received did not scatter them but drew a straight line to you, placing your name quietly within their spirit until their steps could align with yours. This meeting is not built on emotion alone. It carries purpose woven beneath the surface, a divine assignment that causes momentum where effort once failed, and when your energies intersect, you will feel acceleration not because you pushed, but because heaven always releases provision through people who arrive at the right moment. This is not an interruption or coincidence, but a signal, a living response to prayers already heard, delivered not as words but as movement. And even if nothing is spoken aloud, recognition will settle between you like a familiar peace that needs no explanation. Pause here for a moment and breathe deeply, allowing your body to soften as your spirit listens, because the sign will not announce itself with noise but with rest, a calm that confirms more than logic ever could. Every miracle asks for a choice, often disguised as something simple, a willingness to open rather than hesitate, and that threshold is very near. So when the encounter arrives in whatever form it takes, let your first response be trust. Because what waits beyond that opening is the shift you have been praying for without knowing how it would come. Now, let this truth settle as the message moves forward, because the encounter ahead will change the atmosphere you have been living under. Lifting heaviness you grew used to carrying and dissolving stagnation that no amount of effort could move, not because of luck, but because timing has been carefully arranged through every delay and redirection that once felt confusing. The one sent toward you carries their own history of storms and growth, marked by scars that became strength. And they will recognize you because your energy reflects a similar journey of healing and humility, creating an immediate sense of safety that allows your spirit to exhale. Do not analyze the timing or question the simplicity of how it unfolds, for heaven's work often arrives without spectacle, and whether the connection appears face to face, through a message, or through an unexpected channel, your knowing will come before understanding. Tonight, allow your space and heart to remain open and uncluttered, not through effort, but through intention, because unseen hands are already preparing the environment around you to match what is approaching. This meeting is not meant to drain or consume you. It is designed to replenish, to awaken dormant gifts, to lift you into a higher rhythm of living where you no longer chase or convince, but attract and receive. If anticipation rises within you, do not mistake it for anxiety, for it is simply your spirit sensing proximity, recognizing that what has been forming in the unseen is drawing close to the physical. This message is not meant to frighten you, but it will unsettle the part of you that has learned to survive by staying closed. This encounter may appear small on the surface, yet its ripple will reach far, marking the beginning of a season where divine flow replaces striving, and you walk forward not waiting, but aligned as heaven completes what it began. Beloved, you may already sense gentle waves moving through you right now, a warmth spreading across your chest, a sudden awareness that you are not alone in this moment, as if something unseen has drawn closer with intention, because the guardian assigned to your unfolding path is now near, standing watch to ensure nothing disrupts what has been scheduled in the unseen. Every anxious thought, every old fear of disappointment, every memory that once taught you to brace instead of receive, is being lifted from your field so your spirit can remain open and unguarded. Heaven says the one approaching your life will not simply cross your threshold, they will step into your story, carrying a key formed in silence, a conversation shaped by timing, a shift written long before either of you knew how to name it. Their words may arrive softly, almost ordinary, yet each one carries the resonance of divine alignment, and the stillness that surrounds their arrival will feel heavier than sound, because that quiet is holy and that calm is your confirmation. Pause with me now and allow your breath to slow, because what you are sensing is not imagination but preparation, the body responding before the mind catches up. You have walked through too many seasons of almost love, almost relief, almost breakthrough, and heaven is declaring that this era is closing, because the one coming is not another passing chapter, but a living answer released when you refuse to harden your heart. If this is true, then something in your life cannot remain the same, and that is the part your mind has been quietly resisting. This time, what enters your life is meant to remain. Your name has already been whispered into their spirit, even if they cannot explain the pull, the sudden memory of your presence, or the peace that rises when your face crosses their mind, because that is heaven's magnet at work, guiding steps so precisely that not even a second falls outside divine permission. You will meet them at the exact intersection of place, timing, and inner readiness, where receiving no longer feels dangerous. Heaven has not forgotten a single seed you planted when no one applauded. Every quiet kindness, every tear swallowed so bitterness would not take root. All of it rose like incense, and now that fragrance has drawn favor toward you, which is why the next encounter is not noise but a signal that harvest has begun. You will recognize it not by logic but by knowing, a deep remembrance stirring as if something ancient within you wakes up, because this meeting was written into your life before breath, agreed upon when both souls would finally be healed enough to hold divine love without fear. And as this moment moves from the unseen into form, understand this clearly and without doubt. The way it arrives may be simple, even subtle, yet it is the bridge between who you have been and who you are becoming. This presence will mirror your growth. Where chaos once followed you, peace will now meet you. Where avoidance once greeted you, readiness will stand before you, and they will not need convincing because their own journey taught them how to honor what is rare. This is not merely romance, it is restoration, not a replay of old wounds but a rewriting of them, because this one has been refined through their own fire and learned the language of love that brings rest. When you meet, time may feel slower, your heartbeat louder, warmth rising without explanation, and while your mind searches for reasons, your heart will whisper that something has finally aligned. The hours ahead are sacred, not for striving or predicting, but for staying grateful and gentle, because your faith sets the frequency of what unfolds. As you rest, speak readiness aloud, welcoming what heaven has sent, and know that the one approaching has also been praying, asking for direction, and heaven answered them with you. Signs may intensify around you, repeated numbers, familiar songs, small flickers of confirmation, not as coincidence, but as evidence of angelic movement aligning paths. You have poured into many who could not pour back, and now the one coming will meet you in equal measure, seeing your spirit before your story, requiring no explanation of your worth. There is a quiet glow forming around you, not imagined but marked, making you visible in the unseen, which is why sensitivity has increased, because arrival draws near. You do not need to search or chase, only remain aligned, because heaven directs and you receive. And when it happens, peace will lead instead of panic, opening doors you did not know existed, blessing not only you but others through purpose, for true divine unions are never small. Heaven whispers gently, "Do not fear what comes next. The knock that approaches carries not disruption but destiny, and answering it with trust will feel like coming home." Beloved, allow yourself to rest now, because when morning arrives you will notice the air feels gentler, your inner world quieter, and your spirit steadier, as though all of creation has softened its voice to make room for your consent. Tomorrow, the sign will not slip past you. Heaven has already arranged that. You will notice something unmistakable, a sound, a presence, a subtle shift that makes your soul rise before your thoughts can catch up. And in that instant, you will remember that this moment was spoken over you in advance. The angels say that when the signal finally appears, your spirit will recognize it before your mind attempts to explain it. It may arrive quietly, not with spectacle but with intimacy, a message, a simple greeting, a shared glance that feels like a doorway opening inside you. And when it happens, something ancient will awaken, whispering that what you are standing in is real. The world around you may look unchanged, yet within you, eternity will move, because what is taking place is not chance but covenant, the fulfillment of something written long before you had words for it. The first feeling that settles in your body will not be excitement but peace, and that peace is how you will know heaven has entered the room, because heaven always announces itself gently. This person who comes near you is more than a figure passing through your day. They are a messenger, clothed in ordinary form, carrying alignment, release, and a frequency your soul has been quietly attuned to for years. When your energies meet, it will feel less like discovery and more like remembering, and you will notice small confirmations around them, the way their words echo truths you once received in silence, the way their presence slows your thoughts instead of stirring anxiety, the way the space around you feels safer simply because they are there. Pause here and let your breath deepen, because this recognition does not need proof, it only needs honesty. Heaven invites you not to rush this moment, but to let it settle, to allow the light to spread naturally like dawn filling a room without effort, revealing everything without force. This person may enter humbly, not dramatically, through a simple interaction or an unexpected place, because heaven hides its greatest movements in simplicity, so only discernment can see them. You are being asked to recognize, not react, to listen inwardly before you label outwardly, because your awareness is the key that unlocks what fear would overlook. After the meeting, you may feel unexpectedly emotional, not from romance but from completion, as if scattered parts of you have quietly gathered themselves back home, and you will realize that every loss, every ending, every season of almost, was not punishment but preparation, clearing space for what could finally stay. And now, as this unfolds, understand this. The one sent to you carries a strength that protects rather than dominates, a presence that multiplies your peace instead of draining it. And through them, you will feel your laughter return, your creativity stir, your prayers grow lighter, because they are not coming to fix you, but to align with the wholeness already formed within you. Do not resist the pace. You are not losing control. You are being carried by grace. This person will reflect back to you how far you have come, the maturity, tenderness, and faith shaped through fire. And through that reflection, heaven will quietly affirm that this season is no longer about survival but elevation. Prepare inwardly, not by striving but by staying present, forgiving what still lingers, speaking gratitude into your space, because gratitude quickens what heaven has already set in motion. Even now the threads are drawing closer, what was distant is aligning, and you may feel the air itself respond, a subtle vibration of recognition as two lights meant to meet begin to converge. And what you are sensing is not imagination, but heaven speaking softly through your awareness. Beloved, the one who arrives may not step into your life carrying romance first, because heaven often begins with reverence, friendship, or shared purpose. And these quiet openings are never small when eternity is involved. What lasts forever always starts low to the ground, unseen and uncelebrated. Just as destiny once found David in obscurity and restoration, met Ruth in ordinary labor, and in the same way, your promise will meet you in a moment that looks simple but is weighted with meaning. Heaven says this meeting is not an interruption but a continuation, the next page of something written long before you were aware you were waiting. And once it unfolds, you will finally understand why every pause, every detour, every unanswered prayer had to exist exactly as it did. Pause here and let this settle into your chest, because some truths are meant to be felt before they are understood. After the encounter, you may feel guided to keep it close, not hidden in fear, but protected in wisdom, allowing the energy to root before it is exposed, because divine connections are tender at birth and flourish best when heaven is given time to nurture them in silence. You will notice reassurance increasing around you afterward, familiar songs rising at the right moment, patterns repeating, subtle alignments confirming that something real has taken hold. And heaven will continue to steady your heart, because this blessing is meant to grow deep, not fast. Do not question whether you are deserving or wonder if this moment belongs to someone else, because you were formed for this timing, and heaven does not misplace its appointments. And there will come a quiet night soon, when you realize waiting has dissolved into peace, and you will breathe out a recognition that this is what fulfillment feels like. Now listen carefully, because this is the turn where understanding deepens and direction sharpens without effort, and you begin to see that what approaches does not arrive with spectacle, but with stillness, carrying a holy interruption wrapped in normalcy, and you will sense heaven close enough to touch, approving without announcement. Divine plans rarely announce themselves loudly at first, because they test discernment rather than emotion. And even if your thoughts hesitate, your spirit will answer yes before fear can rise, revealing how alignment truly feels, calm yet immovable. When this person speaks, listen beyond language and into the tone of their heart, because you will recognize a familiarity that feels like home rather than novelty, as if something ancient has remembered itself. And what feels new to your body will feel long known to your soul. This unfolding will not rush. It will expand gently like dawn filling the sky, and the more you release control, the clearer the path becomes. Even now, heaven is adjusting the space around you, stirring you to release what carries old weight, not through pressure but invitation, because what is about to enter requires room to breathe. The delay existed because refinement was necessary on both sides, and the one sent to you has been shaped by fire into humility and quiet strength, able to recognize and honor what is sacred without needing to prove anything. This connection will answer prayers you stopped voicing but never stopped carrying, and you may find emotion rising unexpectedly, not from longing but from release, as your soul finally exhales. This is not repetition of the past. The past was instruction, not blueprint. And this encounter reflects who you have become through healing and surrender. What is being born here is more than relationship. It is shared purpose disguised as human meeting, meant to carry light outward, because heaven never unites hearts for isolation. You waited not to be tested but to be prepared, so that when clarity arrived, it would arrive without confusion. And when alignment came, It would feel natural rather than forced. And when you look back, you will finally understand why it could not happen before. Because now you can recognize it without fear and receive it without doubt. As you carry this message back into the rhythm of your day, allow it to translate quietly into how you move, how you listen, and how you make space, not as a task to complete, but as a posture to inhabit. Because preparation in this season is not about doing more, but about softening into readiness. You might notice that being ready looks like choosing rest over overthinking when your mind starts racing, or letting a conversation end without forcing clarity, trusting that what is aligned will not require strain. It may look like tending gently to your environment, not in pursuit of perfection, but in respect for yourself, clearing a small corner, opening a window, or placing something meaningful where your eyes can land and remember peace. When old fears surface, you don't need to argue with them or banish them. Simply acknowledge them and return your attention to the present moment, breathing slowly until your body remembers it is safe to receive. If your heart feels tender, honor that tenderness by speaking kindly to yourself, choosing words that affirm rather than judge, because self-compassion is one of the clearest signals of alignment. Let your days be guided by simple integrity, showing up where you are with honesty, responding instead of reacting, and allowing pauses to exist without filling them, as these pauses are where discernment grows. You may feel prompted to release something that no longer fits, a habit, an expectation, or a story you've been carrying about how things must unfold, and you can let it go gently, without ceremony, trusting that what leaves now makes room for what is arriving. There is no need to rush conversations, decisions, or outcomes. Readiness matures naturally when you stay present and attentive, and even small acts of steadiness, choosing calm when anxiety invites urgency, choosing truth when silence feels easier, are enough to align you with what has already begun. Remember that you are not being asked to prove anything, fix anything, or become someone else. You are simply being invited to remain awake to your own inner signals, to notice peace when it appears, and follow it one step at a time. Each day, allow yourself to be just a little more open than the day before, a little more trusting of what you feel, a little more willing to let life meet you where you are, because the unseen movement does not require your effort, only your consent. In this way, the prophecy becomes lived reality, not through force or striving, but through quiet cooperation with a timing that is already unfolding around you, steady, intentional, and kind. What you have felt while listening is real, and it carries weight, not as imagination but as recognition, because the stirring in your spirit is the echo of something already in motion. What has been spoken here has not drifted into the air and disappeared. It has been received, recorded, and set into motion beyond what you can see, moving with quiet precision, needing no force from you to continue. If you are still here at this moment, it is because something within you knew this message belonged to your path, not loudly, not dramatically, but with a calm certainty that does not argue. This is not an ending, but a threshold, the gentle turning of a page where the next chapter begins to reveal itself step by step, in ways that will become clearer as you walk forward. As Scripture says, "The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in, from this time forth and forevermore," and that guarding is already active around you. Carry this awareness softly, without urgency, trusting that what has been set in motion will continue to unfold in its appointed way. Remain open, remain present, and allow the quiet to accompany you as you go. Some of you will feel tempted to scroll away now, and that reaction alone should tell you how close this message is touching something real. Let us enter this moment gently, knowing we are held. Holy God, we come before you in stillness, not to beg or strive, but to acknowledge what you have already been doing with quiet faithfulness. We thank you for the unseen guidance that has carried these hearts through seasons where nothing appeared to move, for the order you established in the invisible long before understanding arrived, and for the seeds of love, obedience, and trust that were planted in silence when no one else was watching. You saw every patient choice, every restrained word, every act of faith that felt small at the time yet carried eternal weight, and we honor you for being a God who wastes nothing. We recognize now that this unfolding is not imagined, but initiated by your hand, and we place our trust not in outcomes, but in your presence that walks with us as the path opens. Pour your peace into every place where uncertainty once lived, not as escape, but as grounding strength, and grant clarity that does not rush ahead of you, but stays aligned with your timing. Prepare each heart to move forward with steady courage, free from fear of the past and free from pressure about the future, willing to be present and responsive as you reveal each step. We offer you our readiness, not as perfection, but as availability, trusting that you equip those you call and sustain those you lead. As your word reminds us, the Lord your God is with you. He is mighty to save. He will take great delight in you. He will quiet you with his love, and in that promise we rest, allowing your love to quiet every inner storm and anchor us in truth. We dedicate this season of transition back to you, asking that our thoughts remain clear, our spirits attentive, and our hearts soft enough to recognize your movement without fear or resistance. Thank you for walking ahead and behind, for guarding what matters, and for shaping lives with patience and care. And to everyone who has prayed along in this moment, thank you for your presence here. You are not alone on this journey. You are seen, accompanied, and gently carried. May you go in peace, staying open and grounded, as this sacred awareness continues with you beyond this moment. Before you go, if your heart feels stirred, you're gently invited to share in the comments whatever you're carrying right now, the hopes you've whispered, the pain you've hidden, the questions or fears you haven't known how to name. Write freely and without shame. God sees every word offered in honesty, and no prayer released from a sincere heart is ever overlooked. As you place it here, know you are not alone. You are being held, guided, and restored in His love. If this message brought peace, you may like the video, share it with someone who needs comfort, and subscribe to remain in this quiet, sacred space together.